And welcome back to the last episode of Stars and Scrums Men's Rugby Europe Championship edition. As you know already, you've seen the last three, and we were all dedicated to the matches of the weekend on Sunday. So to finish things up, we're gonna with hosts Spain and one of the teams that are gonna be on the World Cup, Romania. To represent these countries, we have Josh Peters and Vladut Popa. So you're going to have fun with them today. We're going to ask some questions and understand how the development of the squad's going and what they think of the future and also about the format. So I'll start with Mr. Josh Peters. Josh, thank you for
Hi,
coming
mate.
to the show.
How we doing?
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien, gracias.
Josh, I'm going to start with something because I've been following the U20s and U18s from Spain for the last couple of 4 years. And for now, Los Leones are experiencing a transition with some of those young kids already coming through the ranks and representing Spain. Uh, how do you see the development of this side this season?
I think it's really positive. I think it's important at the stage that we're at that we start building towards the future and start introducing the young boys as much as we can because I feel like if it comes to 4 years' time or 3 years' time, we have to qualify and we're only then introducing the youngsters then and we're sort of off the pace if they've been here or thereabouts in the squad, whether they've been playing or not, at least they have some exposure to what we're trying to do and where we're trying to head. So I'd say it's very important.
Do you think their mindset is the right one for the senior national team?
Yeah, for sure. I think more and more every year there are Spanish young Spanish boys playing out in France in Pro D2 clubs, top 14 clubs, whether it's Espoirs or first team, and they're having this exposure to a much higher level of rugby than they would have having stayed in Spain. And it's just positive that they can come back and bring something to Spain and improve the team basically.
You were once was one of those young kids that played in Spain and then went to England, where you're doing a career now for the Newcastle Falcons. How has the season been for you so far? Is everything going well for you at the club and country?
Country, I'm very happy. I love the club that I'm at as well. So for me, ideally, I'd like to be playing a little bit more, and it is hard because the standard is very high, and I just have to keep on pushing and hopefully get a bit more of a regular spot in the team than I have basically this year. So sort of treating this year as a bit of an adaptation year and getting used to the environment, and then next year really hopefully push on.
The experience you take out from the Newcastle Falcons, have you bringing it for the Spanish national team?
Yeah, I suppose I think there's some ideas that I've learned from players there that I can bring here and talk to the coaches about, and hopefully we can put something together to improve the team as a whole. So at the end of the day, all we want to do is improve and prove that hopefully next World Cup we can make it, and I think if we all pull in the same direction, then we should be fine, really.
Last question before I go to Popa for the first time. But what kind of this is a question I wonder always is what kind of reaction do you get back at Newcastle when you say you are off to play with Spain?
Well, people seem to be pretty surprised that I qualified for Spain, but I actually grew up most of my life there. It's just that my parents happen to be English. I went to state school out there, so I probably speak Spanish better than English, and my writing's definitely better. But yeah, I think people are positive. People want to support boys' dreams, and like if my dream's to go to the World Cup, then people were happy for me to be pushing towards doing that. One of our other second rows, Greg Peterson, he plays for the USA, and it's the same with him. Everyone's just pretty supportive, and I want the best for everyone.
Okay, so I'll come back to you to ask a bit more questions, the format and what you think about Sunday. But Mr. Popa, Romania is on the World Cup. It's going to be huge again for your country. And this Rugby Europe Championship was a perfect stage to prepare for the tournament. Do you think you come out of it more in tune?
Yes, of course. Interesting that Romania is in the World Cup. It will be very hard games for us. It's a really hard pool, very hard pool for us, India. Very good teams, but I think this championship makes us stronger, and we're gonna do it really well.
this season have been huge for you. You play for the Romanian Wolves in the Super Cup. Now you're playing for Romania as a fly half. At your age, you're happy with your career until this point.
Yes, I'm very happy, but every time it's time for improvements. Always there is improvements to do, especially on the fly halves, and we continue to improve, especially me.
Um, Concerning the Super Cup, do you think it was important for a lot of the Romanian players to come together to practice more, to get in tune, or do you have other ideas about that competition?
Yeah, it's very important that we have some game time and good and quality games, and on a really high level, and that makes us on the for the national team makes us a good for the big games.
Concerning the big games, we have seen that Romania is doing some things different from what we used to, because normally people see Romania as a big side that goes for the set piece, but now you're playing more quick, you risk more with the ball in hand. Is this where you want to be when it comes to September? It's to bring a new, different approach to the game.
Yes, we have to surprise with something if something is not working, like the set pieces or scrums, for example. We have to do something more special, like a really cool quick game, like in the rocks, to increase more rock speed and all of this stuff.
Final question. You change coaches now. You have Eugen Apjok as head coach. How's things with him? Do you think the team is growing with the new coach?
Yes, I think is keep going, and we grow up from each game, especially in the game against Georgia. I think our standards a little bit higher now, and we'll see against Spain this week. It's gonna be a good game and really hard game for us.
Okay. Okay, then I'll come back to you to talk a bit of the World Cup preparation and what your thoughts about it. Josh, before we go to talk about Sunday, which is going to be a good match, and it's going to be in sunny Badajoz, which will bring the heat literally out of the field a bit higher. What do you think about this format from the Rugby Europe Championship? Are you happy with it? Do you think it helps every team?
I think it's always cool having finals. Like it's something to play for. It's not just done on points, because at the end of the day, you could literally win every game by one and still not win a competition. So I think it's interesting having a final, and it's something fun to play for, and I think it creates a bit more an event of it. So if we have like a finals day and we've got the third and fourth playoff, and then the first and second, I think it might bring a bit more attention to the sport.
This new format gives us two finals in Amsterdam and two finals in Badajoz. This year is in your country. You think it's a good way to promote the game, like to have everything set in two countries, in two cities, in the same day?
Yeah, I think so. I think it can only be positive. I think you can go out, especially for the spectator, you can go out and watch two good quality games where there's everything to play for, with competitive nations, and it's a very good day out for if you want to take your kids, and it's a good day to find out what rugby is about, and making a big event of it, I think is only positive.
But you think these countries that came to the first division this season brought something new to the tournament?
Well, something new in terms of there's somewhere you to go. I think it's only good for rugby countries to have exposure to the next step. So for Germany, that being us, and if we could replicate that the other way towards the Six Nations, it would be amazing. But I think every team's brought something different. We played against Holland in the first game, and it was very chaotic, and we sort of fell into a trap of just making errors the whole time. And each game presents different situations that you have to deal with as a team. And I think just the more you play and the different styles of play you play against, is better. The more exposure, the better.
Well done. Thank you. Mr. Popa, you played against Germany, against Belgium this season, apart from playing Portugal and Georgia. Do you think having more teams contacting each other, it's good for the general future of the tournament?
Yes, I think so. I think so. It's very helpful, especially for the growing up teams, like the ones that came from the other division. It's very interesting even for us that we have many games, and I think they grow up pretty much. And for sure, they will show in 1 2 years. They will show another face. It's gonna be a very good opponent.
These new opponents, they hope that they grow in the future. Uh, but you try new things against them, so it was good for Romania to have these new entries this season.
Yes, was really good. We had another opponent, and they played different rugby, and they they played really great against us. Even Poland and Belgium, when we play in Belgium, was really good games and interested games.
Now, going a bit about your careers, both of you, I'm going to start with you, Mr. Vladut Popa. You have two great names, Vladut Flore Popa. Um, what were some some of your proudest moments while playing for Romania?
I think playing for Romania, the proudest moment was 2 years ago against Tonga when we won at home. It was a really great moment for me. And I played full 80 minutes against a really great side, and winning at home was a really good winning feeling.
Okay, and do you remember your first cap for Romania?
Yes, I remember it was in November 2016 against USA at home, and we won that game. I came off the bench. I played like 15 minutes, and we won it. It was a really great evening for us that game, and
When what emotions ran through you when you got called for the national team? Do you still remember being if you were at home or you with your club?
yeah, I was at my club. That was in Timișoara, and I was only 20 at that time. And we call a meeting with all of the players, and then they said like in the meeting, it's really surprise for us. We were called like 13 of our players at the national team, and I was in that list, and I was very emotional.
That's good to know. Before we go for the final questions about what you expect from your opponent. I'm going to Josh. Josh, do you still remember the first day that you dressed the Spanish jersey and played with it?
Yes, I do. It was in Tivoli against Georgia. I think I was 21 or 22. I'd recently left Northampton, and I'd wanted to play for Spain the whole time, but it was a bit complicated with trying to find my feet in a Premiership club at a young age. And I finally got the opportunity to go once I left, and I loved every moment of it. It was being exposed to proper men's rugby and the feeling of playing for your country that I grew up in and represented at younger ages was really special.
Do you, from all the matches you play for Spain, which it's already some, do you recall some any game or any moment of a game that you like to think about it sometimes?
I loved playing against Samoa. We played Samoa. I can't remember. I think it might have been 2017 or 2018. We played Samoa at home in Madrid, and the stadium was packed out. And watching them do their war dance, I can't remember what it's called exactly at the moment, but it was fantastic. Like you watch that stuff as a kid, and you try and copy it, and like, but to actually witness it there firsthand, it was mental. It was really good, and obviously the level of players they had at the time was crazy. It was good to measure up against them.
Talking, you just touch a subject that I'm going to jump for the next question. It's the public. It's the Spanish stance. Normally, it's crazy. It's completely crazy because Spanish public and fans are so passionate. We say this about any country, but in Spain, we'll see in the last 2 years like great crowds accompanying the players to the pitch. So on Sunday, Are you expecting a good crowd in Badajoz to support you?
I certainly hope so. It's finals day. There's two games on. Should be really exciting. We're measuring ourselves against a team that's going to the World Cup, and there's two teams that are going to the World Cup in the final. So I don't see why. If we sell out Madrid, we definitely should sell out Badajoz, I hope.
In terms of the crowd, do you smile when when the Spanish fans say something in particular, or you are one of those players that completely shuts down?
No, I don't like to be very serious after the game. I like to relax and then just have a chat with everyone. I tend to end up with no kit because I end up giving all the kids all my kit, so the manager's always angry at me. But that's about it. I like to disconnect after a game and not think about it too much. I don't think it's too healthy to finish a game and still be thinking at that moment about what you should have done and what you could do. Have a little time to process it and then review yourself after
that. To jump to the last question, what do you expect from Romania? It's always a tough game. Off the record, you were talking about with me about them. So can you do a small preview for us for Sunday?
Small preview. Well, we've done a lot of analysis this week, and we sort of sussed out that their game is a power game, and they're very physical. Their set piece is going well. Their maul's a huge weapon for them. For us, it's going to be down to not committing too many infringements and putting ourselves under a lot of pressure in our own half, because we know the minute we do make infringements, we'll be mauling in our own 22, and that's not a position you want to be in. So we just need to be disciplined and try and play our game and impose ourselves.
I'll ask you again after talking with Mr. Popa, because I want you to send a message in your own language to who's watching the show. Mr. Vladut, on Sunday, you're going to play against Spain, which is always a super game in the Rugby Europe Championship. What are you expecting from Los Leones?
Well, we're gonna expect a physical game, a really, really great game, and with that crowd in Spain, which is insane, it's gonna be a really great game against this side. They have a really good backline, and it's gonna be very interesting to play against them.
Josh was saying that in Madrid, for example, it's 20 degrees, but it's dry. So in Badajoz, it must be the same. So are you ready for the sun and for the heat?
Even in Romania, this week was like 18, 15, 18 degrees. So we have to be prepared with that temperature from Spain.
So it's going to be warm for both sides.
Yes.
Now I'm
too
going
hot for me.
Yeah, but for the forwards is worse because of the scrum and the lineup and the mall in the rucks. So it's always like that. Josh and Vladut, I want to ask you if you can say in your home tongues to send an invite to the people who can go to the pitch and see the game. So I'll start with Vladut and then move to Josh, because Josh is going to be the host on Sunday. So Mr. Vladut, please send. You can say it in English first, but it's in Romanian that we want.
Yes, I will say first in English. Romanian crowd, please be there. Like always, you are there in Spain to support us. And hi Romania. Deci, dragii noștri români, veniți la stadion și să ne susțineți cum o faceți de obicei în Spania. Hai România!
Mr. Josh, it's your turn.
Hola afición, nos encantaría a los Leones que vinierais a apoyarnos este domingo en el partido que tenemos contra Rumanía en Badajoz, que es día de finales. Un abrazo.
Día de finales, it's the grand finals day. If you want to go to the pitch at Badajoz or in Amsterdam, you have to buy your tickets. So head to Rugby Europe website, click on the link and buy it. And be sure to follow everything we have to this week. You're seeing this podcast. We have Predictor, we have the tries of the tournament, and so on. So be sure to stick with us and watch everything. Josh Peters and Vladut Popa, thank you for coming for the show. I hope Sunday you'll bring the best of it. The game is scheduled for 5:15, 5:15. Sorry, GMT CAT time. So be ready to watch it. If you are in Portugal, Spain, you have to watch it in TV. So be sure to be careful where you can see it. Okay. So thank you all for coming, and see you next time. This was the Stars and Scrums.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Cheers,
Thank you.
guys. Bye.
Bye.
See you Sunday.
See you soon.